campers, I hope you're enjoying 70s flashback week so far. I'm Natalia, and for this week I am going to show you how to make homemade lava lamps. I have my lava lamp here, and then we are going to make a couple homemade lava lamps. The materials you will need to follow along are food coloring, antacid tablets or Alka-Seltzer tablets, a clear container, and if you have one with a lid, it can be reused a few times. Some type of oil, so canola or vegetable oil, water, and measuring cups. I will be using a 1/4 measuring cup and a 1/2 measuring cup. Our first step is going to be putting oil in our clear container. Now, depending on how big your container is how much oil and water you're going to use. So I pre-measured my container, and I know it is 2/3 oil to 1/3 water. So for my container, that's 1.5 cups of oil to 3/4 cup water. So you're gonna have to measure out your container and figure out your 2/3 of oil to 1/3 of water ratio. I've measured out my 1.5 cups of oil, and I am using a cup with a little lip on it so that it's much easier to pour into our bottle since it has such a small opening. So I'm going to add my 1.5 cups of oil to the water bottle. So for your container it might be a little different because it is 2/3 oil to 1/3 water. So you just want to remember that ratio. Now I'm going to take and add 3/4 water. So I have my 1/4 cup, so I know that I need 3 of my 1/4 cups to get 3/4 water. I'm gonna put them in my cup with the little lip again so that it's easy to pour into my container. So we're gonna add our water. It's okay if got a little spillage over, and that's all right. That's why we have this board down to catch anything that we spill. Our next step is the fun part. We are gonna get to choose what color our lava lamp is gonna be. So out of the food dyes I have, I'm gonna make blue. So I'm gonna add 15 drops of our food coloring to our oil and water. So I'm gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're at 10, 11, 12, 13, 2 more, 14, and 15. So you can see that our food coloring drips down through the oil to the line where the oil and water meets. Our next step is going to be using our Alka-Seltzer tablets or our antacid tablets. So I have 1 antacid tablet, and I broke it in half to make sure it goes into the opening of the container. So you're going to use 1 antacid tablet, and we are going to drop that in to our lava lamp, and that is when the real magic happens. So we'll watch the lava lamp start. So we added our antacid tablet, we just got to wait a few seconds, and you can already see it bubbling. Wow. It looks really good. You can see all the different bubbles, the different sizes coming with the blue. So we're gonna let our lava lamp finish. But the fun in doing it with something that has a lid is I can save it for a few more times where I would just add another antacid tablet in to make it bubble and go again. Otherwise, without the antacid tablet, it'll still stay separated. Before we put our lid on for future use, we want to make sure that all of the antacid tablet that's making it kind of bubble up is out. So we're going to leave it open for like 5-10 minutes just to make sure that all that gas is out. Otherwise, if we close it too early, it might pop. So we want to make sure we don't let it pop and have everything all over the house. So we're going to let it sit before we close it up. So we are gonna make a second lava lamp just so we can watch the reaction a little bit more. So I've already added our oil and water into this container, and now I'm gonna add our food coloring, and this time I'm going to use purple. So I'm gonna get my 15 drops in. Alrighty. And then our next step is our antacid tablet. So I'm gonna use one antacid tablet and we're going to watch the reaction. Alright, so we've waited for pretty much all the bubbles to get out of our water bottle. So I'm going to show you, we're going to close it so we can save it for another time if we wanted to, or we can use it manually, and it doesn't do too much of the same thing, but a little bit, where you can see it kind of do a little mini lava lamp for a few seconds. So either way, you have a cool do-it-yourself lava lamp. Thank you for joining me this week, campers, and if you make your own DIY lava lamp, I'd love to see it in the comments below, so you can just add a picture of it, and I will see you next week.